Aloha! When most people think of Hawaii, they think of beautiful honeymoon destinations or interesting culture. While that's mostly true, it is also important to respect the power of nature in all of its beauty, because it can turn on you in an instant. Find out exactly how many of these places in the Hawaiian Islands are so deadly that they are illegal to even visit. Number 9. The Toilet Bowl. In Hanauma Bay, there is a very unique and very dangerous tourist attraction, the Toilet Bowl swimming hole. This natural swimming hole was formed over many centuries as waves continuously crashed against the lava rocks that make up the coastlines of Hawaii. The waves pour into a pool with great force through a hole in the lava rock, but then the water is sucked back out the hole as the waves retreat. This phenomenon is what gave the pool its name, as the water rushing back out through the hole in the rock resembles a flushing toilet. The area of the toilet bowl is on a very treacherous coastline, and the trail leading to the pool is dangerous to walk along. The whole area is usually just closed off due to several people having drowned or seriously hurt themselves while trying to swim in the toilet bowl. It's too bad too, because I gotta say it looks really fun. Number 8. Stairway to Heaven, Haiku Stairs. The Stairway to Heaven, or Haiku Stairs, is a treacherous hiking trail that spans along the mountain range of Oahu's Ko'olau. It is a steep and dangerous wooded stairway that totals 3,922 steps. It was originally built as an access trail by the U.S. Navy to reach a top-secret radio facility that was used to contact ships that were operating in the Pacific Ocean. Although the area has been officially closed for some time, there are many hikers who do not take notice of the warning and no trespassing signs, as they want to be able to say that they climbed the Haiku Stairs. To try and increase security around the stairs, there was a guard stationed at the bottom to stop people before they start the climb. But still, in a one-year period during 2014, it was noted that 11 hikers got arrested for trespassing and were landed with a hefty $1,000 fine. And the reason it's closed? Many deaths and injuries have occurred to hikers who have attempted this climb over the years. But look at that view. Number 7. Kalaloch Trail. The Kalaloch Trail is thought to be one of the most incredible hiking trails in all of America. It is found on the Hawaiian island of Kauai and takes the hiker through the natural wonder of the Napali coast. It is a 22-mile hike that takes on a variety of different terrains and challenges, such as wading through streams and balancing along tiny paths set into the steep cliffs. There are many beautiful things to see on this hike. Just 2 miles in and you'll find the beautiful Hanakapiai Beach. Then, 4 miles in is the breathtaking Hanakapiai Waterfall. Going beyond that point though, things start to get much more dangerous. Areas of the trail, such as the infamous Crawler's Ledge, are risky and dangerous for anyone to attempt. The tiny paths on the edge of the red clay cliffs are crumbling and slippery, and the area often attracts heavy winds. There have been noted deaths on this trail from the hikers falling from the ledge paths down the cliffs some 300 feet toward the ocean. Number 6. Spitting Caves. The Spitting Caves at Portlock Point, Honolulu are an off-the-beaten-track tourist spot. Popular among the adrenaline-seeking daredevils among us, the cliffs that rise up over the caves are a popular area for cliff jumpers to seek their big thrills. Sure, it can be said that any cliff diving spot is dangerous, but the Spitting Caves provide extra danger that is truly deadly. The way the current of the ocean flows, there are moments when the waves and swell get sucked dramatically into the caves with a loud bubbling. Then, a whoosh back out again, back into the tide. If the jumper does not time his flight just perfectly, they could get sucked into the cave with the current and slammed against the rocks before being spat back out into the ocean. The drop itself is around 55 feet. Even without the dangerous swells into the cave below, the jumper has to go in at just the right spot to avoid hitting any rocks on the way down. At least 7 deaths have been noted from attempting this cliff jump since November 2000. Number 5. Sacred Falls. Sacred Falls State Park in Hauula has been a spot of particular beauty in Hawaii for a very long time. But with that beauty comes great danger. It's another of Hawaii's tourist attractions that is actually closed to the public due to its danger. Despite fences, signs, and even security guards though, people still attempt to find and explore the area. The nearly vertical cliffs and narrow valley make it very dangerous to hike, especially due to the danger of falling rocks. In 1999, the park was officially closed after a landslide caused the deaths of 8 individuals, as well as seriously injuring up to 30 more. It was said that rocks the size of cars fell from the cliffs, trapping the visitors in a tight valley with nowhere to hide from falling debris. Despite this event and the subsequent closure of the area, people still take the risk to hike the falls. And every time they do, they put both themselves and the rescue crews they will usually need in great danger. Number 4. Nakalele Point Blowhole. Just east of Kailua Bay, on the northern tip of Maui, is Nakalele Point, a landmass known for its blowhole and dangerous waves. This famous blowhole is powerful and dangerous, with its water spouts reaching as high as 100 feet in the air. The waves from the ocean that crash into the sides of the blowhole can be just as unpredictable and dangerous. There are many warnings against visiting the blowhole, and tourists are told never to stand with their backs to the ocean or on the rocks in between the ocean and the blowhole. There has been one confirmed death at the Nakalele blowhole. A 44-year-old man was knocked into the blowhole by the massive waves from the ocean behind. There was a 3-day search of the area, but unfortunately, his body was never recovered. Despite this incident, people still continue to not just visit the blowhole, but to perform reckless stunts, such as straddling the blowhole, leaning over it to film video, and trying to jump through the water spouts as they happen. The trail down to the blowhole is also dangerous and littered with signs of warnings about risk of death. Number 3. Kipu Falls. Kipu Falls is surrounded by large trees and found along the road from Lihu, where you would find the main hotels of the area. The falls and pool are actually on private property, but the owners are aware of people visiting daily and have no problem with it. The authorities and local residents attribute the popularity of the falls and pools to guidebooks revealing the location of the spot, and have actually tried to push a campaign to get all guidebooks to remove mention of the falls due to its danger. Many people have died at Kipu Falls, either by the impact of the jump into the pool or because they were dragged out to sea while trying to swim against the current back to shore. These deaths have made speculation as to whether there might actually be a whirlpool-type current under the pool that is sucking people down while they're trying to swim. However, some locals have a different idea of what's causing the deaths. They believe that an angry water spirit is pulling the swimmers down to the bottom of the pool and drowning them there. Number 2. Queen's Bath. Queen's Bath Tide Pool in Kauai, Hawaii is also known as the Pool of Death, and just watching footage of the tide pool for a couple of minutes, you can see why. Queen's Bath is a sinkhole in the middle of a large, sharp volcanic rock formation located in the Princeville area of Kauai. In the summer months, the water here is very calm and many varieties of aquatic wildlife live in the pool. But during the winter months of the year, the waves are high and violent, and the sinkhole is a dangerous place to be. As the popularity of this particular area has grown, unfortunately, the reports of incidents of death and severe injury have also grown. Many visitors lounge on the surrounding rocks, and some jump into the sink pool for the thrill of riding it up and down while it rises and falls. The unpredictability of the ocean, however, causes real trouble when people swimming get caught in the tide and are pulled out to sea or thrown against the rocks. Warning signs line the trail from the town all the way to the sinkhole, but unfortunately it seems that it's not enough for some people to stop and reconsider what they're about to do. Number 1. Olomana Three Peaks Trail. Not just another hiking trail, the Olomana Three Peaks Trail is a wild and dangerous hike not for the faint of heart. The Three Peaks Trail is a succession of, funny enough, 3 individual peaks that get progressively more difficult and dangerous to climb. There is a trail through the jungle to the first peak, and with some small but steep rocks to climb near the end. This is where most people should, and do, stop. However, of course there are the adrenaline-loving people who don't. For those that continue on, the next part of the trail includes some steep cliff faces to scale down. These cliff faces are not secure, and it takes guts to trust the vines and old ropes that hang there. After that, there is another climb, this time up the steep cliff faces to Peak 2. Peak 3 is a treacherous scramble along cliff edges where one wrong footing could send you tumbling down 30+ feet. The elevation of this climb in total is 1,643 feet, and it is advised that even the seasoned climbers don't try it. There have been a number of deaths in the area, and they're usually from people hiking between peaks 2 and 3. While we all dream of spending time in paradise, sometimes the beauty comes at a terrible price. Tell us what you think about these tourist attractions in the comments below. By the way, we definitely think you should hit that subscribe button. A hui ho!